hold the mind tightly upon that of thy ideal, thy aspiration, which should be first and foremost, which is the attainment of the Godhead itself. Learn the one law, the only law, the law of love, and any physical illness within any physical body may be cured. There are no incurable diseases, no incurable illnesses, only incurable attitudes of mind. Modify the attitude, and then you begin the healing process. For what is it that heals? Is it a lotion? Is it a potion? Is it a massage? Is it certain forms of surgery? All of these things might be helpful, but it is the natural state of the physical body to be healthy. When it is not, then the body is racked with disease. Take ye the word itself, for dis means without, and ease is certainly self-explanatory. When a mind is without ease, the body becomes diseased. See?
Would you please give us some illustrations of the diseases that are linked with particular mental attitudes?
We can give ye some, although ye know the causes would be legion. Ye may take an individual that experiences deformity in part of the body, and we might enumerate anywhere from 1 million to 3 million different specific causes. The question cannot be encompassed within that of the finite scope of man's mind, for in reality, that was the sin or the cause of a disruption existing within that physical form can go unto the infinite. However, there are certain generalities that we may speak of. If ye would find those that would be stiff and unyielding in their thinking, those who can be narrow, opinionated, and ultra-conservative, those who would be defined as most judgmental, then ye may rest assured that their body at some time will become rigid, as is their thinking. If it sounds too simple to thee, ye could say this and know it to be true. If any entity would let too many things or actions of others gall them, then you would find there would be a disruption within the gall bladder. If ye find that individual that cannot express their feelings, they could be compared to a boiler with no safety valve. And as the spirit or force of emotion continues to fill the boiler, eventually there must be an explosion. This is usually manifested in the physical as what is known as a stroke or cerebral hemorrhage. For others, it might erupt in that of a heart attack or failure in this respect. But understand ye that each physical body has certain portions of it that are very strong and certain portions of it that are very weak. There is genetic differences within all bodies. You might get a classic example of the same cause, but it would affect a different organ in different entities, you see. You would find those that would take the very breath from others, those who would be in a position of authority, those who would subjugate, dominate, force, subdue, enforce others to follow their commands, are those that must meet themselves by a failure someplace within the respiratory system. For if ye force the breath from another, then the breath will be forced from thee. Does it sound too simple to say there are certain things that you cannot stomach? For if you do, then there will be some problems in the stomach. If the entity would have vanity as a portion of its record, and we refuse to eliminate this from its record, then chances are the disruption would take place within the lower elimination system, or in some cases would affect the circulation of the body, and most certainly the consistency of that of the blood. If ye find an entity at war with itself, then ye give an example of that was given in the good book. For ye hear many speak of the battle of Armageddon, that will be as a war in the skies, and they look heavenly for it. Yet the battle of Armageddon as given in the book is only a symbol of where the real battle takes place, within that of the mind of any entity. Those who deeply desire to be very, very good, and yet on the other hand deeply desire to be very, very bad. Those that would commit the most generous, loving act of physical congress, and those that would satisfy themselves with naught but lust. Those who would give of their treasures to man. Those who would be greedy at the same time and gather their own hoard. This is the battle of Armageddon. This is the battle that takes place within all, in their desire or seeking to be of God with knowledge. When this battle does take place, then there is excessive deterioration that takes place within the central nervous system. Two examples, one better than the other, might be known as man now knows it as multiple sclerosis would be one. Muscular dystrophy would be that of another. If ye would find that the entity would let the canker of worry grow and grow and grow in its mind, demonstrating its complete separation with knowledge from the God-forth, or that of a lack of faith, for they that have faith do not have worries, only concern, then you would find the entity that is building a breeding ground for the rapid growth of cells, or that of certain forms of malignancy. Ye may look to certain aspects of disease